Hello, brothers, and welcome to Sigma Old Man channel. The most dangerous man is the one who doesn't seek approval, doesn't need attention, and can walk away without looking back. Think about that for a second. In a world obsessed with Instagram likes, endless selfies, and the pursuit of validation, there's a rare breed of men who refuse to play the game. Enter the Sigma male, a mystery wrapped in independence, sprinkled with a touch of rebellion. These men are a walking paradox. They don't chase, they don't boast, and yet they command attention wherever they go. Here's the kicker. Studies show that people who don't conform to societal norms are often perceived as threats. Now imagine being a modern woman navigating this emotionally chaotic dating world, only to encounter a man immune to your charm, social clout, or subtle power plays. For many, that's not just irritating, it's downright infuriating. And let's be honest, nothing's more unsettling than someone who doesn't flinch at your hottest selfie or care about your TikTok clout. But why? Why do Sigma males spark such intense emotions in 97% of modern women? Spoiler alert. It's not because they're jerks, it's because they break the unspoken rules. Let's dive in and uncover why these men are both envied and hated, all while sipping their coffee in complete silence. Number 1, they don't chase, they observe. Sigma males don't waste their energy chasing after anyone, and that's a move that catches most women completely off guard. In a world where being pursued is often seen as a measure of desirability, a man who doesn't play that game feels like a shock to the system. Instead of rushing in with grand gestures or excessive compliments, a Sigma steps back, watches, and evaluates. He isn't impressed by surface-level beauty or performative charm. He's focused on understanding the deeper layers of who someone really is. This calculated approach can be unsettling. For women who are used to being the automatic center of attention, the Sigma's detached demeanor feels unfamiliar and even frustrating. He's not looking to impress, nor is he seeking validation. Instead, he observes behavior, personality, and values, silently deciding if someone aligns with his world before making any moves. This makes every interaction with him feel like a test, not because he's playing games, but because he's genuinely selective about who gets access to his energy. What's even more confounding is that this isn't arrogance. A Sigma isn't playing hard to get or trying to manipulate. He simply knows what he wants and refuses to settle for anything less. This makes women question themselves in ways they might not have before. Why isn't he reacting? Why isn't he falling all over himself to impress? The truth is, Sigmas see the world differently. They don't chase because they don't need to. They're content on their own and will only engage when someone genuinely intrigues them. And while this might frustrate those who are used to instant admiration, it's also why a Sigma's attention, once given, feels so rare and meaningful. It's earned, not handed out. And number 2, they're immune to emotional manipulation. Sigma males are practically allergic to emotional manipulation, and that's a problem for anyone who relies on it to get their way. In the modern dating world, emotional games have become a default strategy. Guilt trips, playing hard to get, or sparking jealousy to keep someone hooked. But Sigmas don't fall for it. They see these tactics for exactly what they are, attempts to control, not connect. And the moment they sense manipulation, they detach like it's second nature. This ability to sidestep emotional traps isn't just about intelligence, it's about self-respect. A Sigma male knows his worth and refuses to be pulled into someone else's drama. He won't argue over trivial things just to keep the peace, and he definitely won't be guilted into making decisions he doesn't believe in. To him, emotional manipulation isn't a sign of passion or love, it's a red flag, and he treats it as such. For women who are used to these tactics working like clockwork, dealing with a Sigma feels like hitting a brick wall. They try to create tension, expecting a fiery reaction, but instead they're met with calm indifference. Sigmas don't shout, they don't plead, and they don't engage in mind games. This lack of emotional vulnerability is baffling and frankly infuriating. What makes it worse is that they're not avoiding manipulation because they're afraid of confrontation. They're avoiding it because they see no value in it. Sigmas communicate on a level of logic and authenticity where emotional manipulation doesn't even register. To some, this feels like rejection, but to a Sigma, it's just staying true to themselves. And nothing frustrates someone more than realizing their go-to moves don't work on someone who won't play the game at all. In number 3, they prioritize purpose over relationships. Sigma males live with an unshakable sense of purpose. And that purpose comes before anything else, including relationships. For modern women who've grown up with the belief that they should be the center of a man's world, this mindset can feel like a personal affront. But for Sigmas, it's not about rejecting others, it's about staying true to themselves and their mission in life. Sigmas are wired differently. They don't see relationships as their primary source of fulfillment or identity. While most people are conditioned to seek a partner who completes them, Sigmas don't buy into that narrative. Their goals, ambitions, and self-growth are their driving forces, and relationships are a complement to, not a replacement for, that foundation. This doesn't mean they're incapable of love or connection, they just approach it on their own terms, without compromising their personal journey. To some women, this independence can feel like detachment. They might interpret it as cold or unfeeling, when in reality it's simply a reflection of the Sigma's priorities. He's not the type to drop everything just to prove his devotion, nor will he sacrifice his dreams to make someone else happy. This balance of self-reliance and focus can be inspiring to some, but for others it's unsettling. What truly sets Sigmas apart is that they don't apologize for this approach. They're not playing hard to get or trying to seem mysterious. They genuinely value their purpose above all else. And that's the core of the misunderstanding. Women who want to feel like the center of his universe often struggle to grasp that he's built a universe where no one person, not even a romantic partner, holds that kind of sway. To the Sigma, love is real, but purpose will always come first. Number 4, they don't worship the social script. Sigma males don't follow the script society hands out, and that's what drives modern women up the wall. In today's world, there's an unspoken expectation that people, especially men, will play by certain rules, compliment her at the right time, post the perfect couple selfies, and show the world you're in it together. But Sigma males operate on their own terms. They aren't interested in flashy displays or performing for an audience. They don't care about trendy conversations, hashtag relationships, or proving anything to anyone. This disregard for societal norms hits like a curveball. For many modern women, there's comfort in predictability. When a man follows the social script, it feels familiar, manageable, even controllable. But a Sigma, he rips that comfort to shreds by refusing to play along. He won't fake interest in shallow trends just to fit in. He won't obsess over power couple goals or compete in the game of appearances. And he certainly won't let societal expectations dictate how he should act, think, or live. This independence is both fascinating and infuriating. Fascinating because it's rare to see someone live so unapologetically on their terms, but infuriating because it leaves no room for control or influence. To a Sigma, the world is noise, and he chooses when and where to engage. He doesn't avoid the game because he can't play it. He avoids it because it's meaningless to him. For women accustomed to men seeking approval or bending over backward to impress, this attitude is deeply unsettling. They can't wrap their minds around someone so indifferent to societal norms, yet so effortlessly commanding. It's not arrogance, it's simply the confidence of someone who's opted out of the system entirely, and that level of freedom is a kind of power most can't understand. Number 5, they can't be shamed into submission. Shame has long been a weapon wielded by society to keep people in line, but Sigma males are immune to its effects, and that drives people crazy. They operate on a level that's detached from societal expectations, making them almost impossible to guilt or pressure into conformity. For modern women who rely on social cues or collective judgment to influence behavior, a Sigma's immunity to shame is like hitting a brick wall, one that doesn't budge, no matter how hard you push. A Sigma doesn't care about what others think of him because his self-worth isn't tied to external validation. Call him unconventional, call him arrogant, or even try to paint him as the bad guy, it doesn't matter. He knows who he is and stands firm in his beliefs. This unshakable confidence isn't arrogance. It's a refusal to let societal norms dictate his choices. Whether it's his lifestyle, values, or even the way he interacts in relationships, he remains unapologetically authentic. For women accustomed to using subtle guilt trips or societal judgment to steer a man's behavior, this unresponsiveness is maddening. A Sigma won't apologize for not following the script. He won't bend over backward to fit someone's expectations or feel bad for refusing to play by the rules. The more someone tries to shame him into submission, the more detached he becomes. This dynamic creates a power struggle where traditional tactics of control simply don't work. And it's not just frustrating, it's intimidating. A man who can't be shamed is a man who can't be controlled. For many, this makes him a threat to the social order, but for a Sigma, it's just a natural byproduct of living life on his own terms. Number 6, they don't respond to FOMO, fear of missing out. Sigma males are immune to the social virus known as FOMO, the fear of missing out. While the world obsesses over trendy vacations, designer labels, and viral moments on social media, Sigmas simply don't care. Their refusal to play the comparison game sets them apart. But it also makes them baffling and, at times, unrelatable to modern women, who often use these markers to measure success and desirability. To a Sigma, life isn't a competition for clout or validation. They derive their worth from internal goals and personal achievements, not the approval of others. They won't rush to post their every move online or curate a life that looks glamorous from the outside. This lack of interest in status symbols or public perception isn't a rebellious act, it's just how they function. Sigmas genuinely find more value in quiet accomplishments than public recognition, which throws off anyone who thrives on external validation. For modern women accustomed to the hustle of living their best life for the world to see, a Sigma's disinterest in this game can feel alien. He's not impressed by a luxury lifestyle or a social calendar packed with exclusive events. He won't engage in the subtle flexing that's become second nature for many. Instead, he's focused on what truly matters to him, whether it's a personal passion, building something meaningful, or simply enjoying his peace. This disconnect creates a sharp contrast. While many are chasing the next big thing to avoid feeling left behind, Sigmas are content staying grounded in their own lane. This self-assured detachment can come off as dismissive or even boring to some, but to those who see the bigger picture, it's a refreshing reminder that real success doesn't need an audience. Number 7, they're proof that the rules are a lie. Sigma males are living proof that the so-called rules of success, attraction, and respect are little more than social constructs designed to keep people in line. They don't adhere to the traditional playbook, and it's this defiance that throws modern women for a loop. The idea that a man can be successful, respected, and desired without following the conventional path challenges everything they've been taught about what makes a man attractive. It's not that Sigmas are out to break the rules, they just don't recognize them in the first place. This unorthodox approach to life defies the logic that women have been socialized to believe. From a young age, many are taught to look for men who fit a certain mold: the charismatic leader, the high-status provider, the confident extrovert. Sigmas, however, don't fall into any of these categories, and that fact alone shakes the foundation of what women have come to understand about men. They're successful in their own right, whether through entrepreneurship, creative pursuits, or personal growth. But they don't need to flaunt their achievements or follow the traditional roadmap to get there. The Sigma male's allure is a puzzle that's impossible to solve by conventional standards, sparking a mix of confusion, envy, and even outright resentment. Women who can't decode or control the Sigma often end up feeling threatened. He's the guy who breaks every stereotype and yet still commands attention without trying. The rules say he should be a loner or an outsider, but in reality he's magnetic and self-sufficient, embodying success without relying on the approval of others. That's what makes him so difficult to pin down and ultimately so compelling. Number 8, they refuse to be fixed or changed. For many women, relationships are seen as a collaborative effort where both partners grow and change together. Some even approach them like a project, believing they can shape, tweak, or improve their partner into what they want them to be. Enter the Sigma male, whose refusal to be molded or changed flips that script entirely. For him, self-awareness and integrity are non-negotiable, and he's not interested in adjusting himself to fit someone else's vision or needs. This can be deeply unsettling for women who believe that relationships are the perfect opportunity to bring out a man's best version, as they define it. Sigma males don't shy away from relationships, but they enter them with the unyielding understanding that they will remain true to who they are. Unlike men who may conform or compromise to maintain harmony, Sigmas know their worth and stay anchored to their core beliefs. They aren't going to change just to appease anyone or to fit into someone else's picture of who they should be. This isn't about stubbornness or resistance to growth, it's about authenticity. They value growth and personal evolution, but it has to be on their terms, not because someone decided they needed to be different. This unwavering self-assurance can be both captivating and infuriating. Women who think they can persuade, guide, or mold their partner into the ideal version of themselves often find the Sigma's immovable nature frustrating. There's no room for manipulation, guilt trips, or subtle hints. They know what they want, and they won't let anyone rewrite their script. It's a dynamic that leaves some women feeling powerless, unable to wield the influence they're used to having. And that powerlessness is what often makes the Sigma male so compelling and so difficult to handle. Number 9, they're mysterious but not flirtatious. Mystery is an allure that naturally captivates people. But the Sigma male isn't mysterious to seduce. He's mysterious because he values his privacy and lives on his own terms. Unlike other men who might play coy or create intrigue to spark interest, the Sigma doesn't need to engage in calculated flirtation or mind games. He's not interested in validation or being the center of attention. His enigma isn't a performance, it's simply who he is. This can be both intriguing and infuriating for modern women who are accustomed to using flirting, teasing, and subtle hints to gain a man's attention. The Sigma's private nature doesn't mean he lacks charisma or charm, it just means he shows it on his own terms. He won't drop hints or put on an act to signal his interest, leaving women guessing whether he's even remotely interested in them. The idea that a man can be engaging without acting like he's auditioning for a part can feel like a challenge. Women who are used to being pursued or having their charm rewarded may find this especially difficult. Their usual tactics, compliments, playful teasing, or strategically shared stories designed to provoke a reaction fall flat with a Sigma. He doesn't engage in the dance of flirtation because he doesn't need to, nor does he have the desire to play games. This lack of intentional flirtation can be frustrating to women who thrive on that give and take of social cues. The Sigma male's mystery leaves a void that's hard to fill, creating an air of intrigue that no amount of effort can penetrate. And while that confusion can be enticing, it also makes him feel elusive, unreachable. That's what makes him different. He doesn't play by the rules of attraction, and that's exactly what drives people wild. Number 10. They don't care about impressing anyone. Sigma males are the embodiment of living life on their own terms, and that mindset extends to their approach to attraction. While most men go out of their way to showcase their achievements, flaunt luxury items, or curate a social media presence designed to dazzle, Sigma males don't play that game. They don't care about impressing anyone because their validation comes from within. If a worn-out hoodie or jeans that have seen better days make them comfortable, that's what they'll wear, no matter who's watching or what anyone thinks. This isn't about being careless or sloppy, it's about being unapologetically authentic. It's a form of quiet rebellion against a culture obsessed with image and status. For modern women who are often used to men trying to win them over with grand gestures, impressive resumes, or flashy appearances, this indifference can come off as arrogance. The Sigma male's refusal to chase after approval and his lack of need for external validation make him hard to decode and even harder to influence. While some women may find this unbothered attitude intriguing, others see it as a direct challenge to their understanding of how attraction works. The Sigma male's confidence is rooted in his sense of self, not his ability to impress others, and that's exactly what sets him apart. An air of mystery that can make him irresistible to some and infuriating to others. In a world where the playbook of attraction and relationships is worn out and predictable, the Sigma male stands as a paradox that defies the norms. He's not the bold leader, the charming social butterfly, or the predictable alpha male. He's something different, an enigma wrapped in confidence, independence, and an unwavering commitment to his own path. And it's precisely this that makes him so unsettling to modern women who are used to control, predictability, and the usual dynamics of dating. The Sigma male doesn't seek validation, doesn't follow the script, and isn't swayed by societal pressure. His value comes from within, not from external accolades or the approval of others. That's what makes him an outlier, and it's what drives people to both admire and despise him in equal measure. He's proof that there's another way to be, an unconventional, highly attractive, yet misunderstood way. It's not that he's unapproachable or uninterested, he's just more selective about what he engages with. For women who seek someone who's both alluring and unpredictable, he's a challenge that keeps them guessing. But for those who crave the familiar and predictable, he's an enigma that can be more frustrating than it is enticing. The Sigma male is a reminder that attraction doesn't have to follow the same tired rules. Sometimes it's the one who stays true to himself, who refuses to conform, and who embodies authenticity that captures our attention most. And in a world of noise and posturing, that's what makes the Sigma male not just rare, but unforgettable. If you found these insights into the mysterious world of Sigma males captivating, make sure you don't miss out on more thought-provoking content that dives into what makes people truly unique and unforgettable. Subscribe to the channel and join a community that's not afraid to challenge the ordinary and embrace the extraordinary. Hit that notification bell so you'll always be the first to know when we release new content designed to keep you intrigued, informed, and inspired. Don't just be a viewer, be part of the conversation. Subscribe now and stay ahead of the curve. Bye for now and see you in the next video.